Hello and greetings, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube and the world. So welcome back to another amazing Minger Show video. So if you guys have been noticing for the last couple of times, I've been doing a review for one certain show on Disney Plus. But before I continue on what I think, what I'm going to be talking about, if you guys just subscribe to my channel for a very long time, you guys know exactly what I normally do. But for glorious new people who are just hopping in, it's like, oh, who's this guy? What's he doing on this channel? So I'll tell you, all you glorious new people. So my name is Minger, and welcome to the Minger Show. And basically, what I normally do, I just do big reviews, such as I want to go see movies in theaters, and then sometimes I'll do big reviews on Disney Plus, Netflix, Prime Video, and sooner or later I might do some on Prime Plus, but I'm not sure what kind of shows or movies I want to do first, but I'm still searching. But either way, other videos I like normally doing, I like to do trailer reaction to unboxing videos, to theater videos, and gaming video reviews as well too. So either way, that's basically what I do, and yeah, so I just love what I do. I know I've been having some comments in the past in some of my videos where some people say, "Oh, you should be on YouTube. Your reviews suck. You should just stop what you're doing because nobody want to watch you." So I don't really give a crap. I love what I do, and I'm gonna continue to give out reviews and ratings for stuff that I really like, especially with Marvel, Star Wars, DC, Lord of the Rings, or whatever. My best friend and I love doing this kind of thing, so we'll do whatever we want to gain popularity. And I want one of my biggest goals on my channel is getting up to 1,000 subs. I've been doing it since 2011, during my last couple months of high school. That's when I first started doing videos. Was before I graduated, and then when I graduated, I started doing a lot more because I was having a lot more time on my hands. So I've been doing videos like every week until I officially got a job in 2013, and then that's when I started to slow down a little bit. But I'm still doing a lot more videos as I possibly can during my job. But either way, I'm going to be doing a big review for Agatha All Along episode 5. So here we go. So this show has been out for a couple of weeks now, and we are now on episode 5. And I've been waiting until something really spectacular was going to happen. And I said to you guys last time, I hope episode 5 is going to surprise us all. And fair enough, it did. So we find out episode 5 is called Darkest Hour, Wake the Power. And I was wondering, why is it called that? Wake the Power. So if my thoughts were spinning around in my head, thinking somebody was gonna get some powers, and they're gonna use it sometime or use it to against each other. Eventually, I was kind of right because at the very end, Agatha was able to get some of her powers back by draining Alice's witch powers. Sorry, spoiler. Such a big spoiler. Oh, wow. Oh, no. But the episode's been out for a couple of days now. Just be quiet. But here's before we talk about that part, let's just say that the beginning of the episode was really interesting. The Salem 7 witches were able to gain access to the road, so they were able to keep up to where Agatha was, and it was actually kind of cool, how they were able to escape them, but kind of. So they were able to make these big giant tree roots into flying brooms. It was funny because one of the witches that Agatha made into her coven. That one chick that you kind of recruited first before everyone else. That one that was actually in that witchy shop. Yeah, she basically says, yeah, I just find it offensive they have us think about us, which is using brooms as our flying objects, but we actually find other things to use to fly around, not just brooms. So she made a little joke about Halloween and how witches uses brooms. We never use brooms ever, but we just use anything to around us to cast a spell on it and fly around, not just those things that people think that we use brooms all the time. So that was kind of a big joke letdown on on old mythology. Well, it's not really old mythology, but it's old folk tale about witches using brooms, but I thought that was kind of funny. But either way, they were able to use these big stumps of roots to turn into like flying objects. So they were able to fly away from the Salem Seven Witches. But but Agatha was able to like bum rush, not really bum rush, but ram herself into one of the witches near the next trial. And the next trial, they would end up going to the house. They all were turned into like '80s clothing, and Agatha had her like hair like on the side. I was just like, ha, '80s. But I kind of like it how in each trial their their clothing design and their hairstyle always changes to every um century era. Like the first one was kind of like I guess '60s, and then the second trial was '70s, and then this one is '80s. So it's kind of interesting how they're going for each century. So I guess in the next trial, it's probably going to be based in the '90s, which is going to probably be a big nostalgia for all of us '90s kids, because I grew up in the '90s. I was born in '93, and there was a lot of cool things that I liked when I was a kid. Same thing with my buddy Wes, and yeah. So hopefully in the next trial. Probably, I don't know if it's going to be the last one or is it going to be a couple more. But I would love to see the next trial based in the 1990s style, which would be kind of very awesome. And yeah, so either way, they go into the next trial, and then they got told to do a Ouija board. Oh yes, a Ouija board. Oh yeah, talk to the spirits and move around the piece. You can figure out what they're trying to say to you. Oh yeah, don't ever play with those kids or guys, whatever, because playing with a Ouija board is not really a good thing to do. Because if you talk to a wrong spirit, there is some bad ghosts or demons or whatever out there. I mean, I know a lot of people say they don't really exist anymore, but I think they still do, because look at all those Conjuring movies we've seen over the years, and Annabelle, and all those movies are actually connected in real life, inspired by true events. So all those movies are actually true. Those actually did happen. So basically, we don't want to mess with those kind of boards, because just because you're gonna, if you talk to the wrong person or the wrong thing, you're gonna have a bad spirit enter your home, and yeah, bad shit's gonna happen. But either way, they were on the Ouija board, and during the episode they see a blood moon, because that's but basically when like all like the spirits of the undead come back to life from the real world to haunt people around, blah blah blah. You guys know you guys know that entire story. And so they play with the Ouija board. They're asking whose spirit is in the house, but it ends up being Agatha's mother. But before that, Agatha was actually playing around, and actually she was actually claiming to be Mrs. Hart, but she kind of was just playing around, and then they actually kind of moved on with Agatha's mother, and Agatha's mother wanted the coven that she was with to punish her, but they didn't want to do that because they still want to proceed with the road, continue on with all the other trials. But they find out that Agatha actually sacrificed her son, Nicholas, was it Scratch? There we go. I was about to say Strout. Nicholas Scratch, because apparently back then she sacrificed her son in order to gain her witch's power. And then once the kid, the boy that's in the coven, figures out who to say to end the trial, he said Nicholas Scratch, and then Agatha looks behind her and sees him that said her son's name. During that process, Alice was actually saving Agatha from her mother, because her mother was trying to possess her body, but Alice was actually able to tap into her witch powers and hit it against Agatha, shooting out Agatha's mother out of her body. But during that process, Agatha decided to grasp onto Alice's powers and pull it against her, and we can see her purple aura of her powers regaining back inside herself. But during that process, Alice was withering down to a undead corpse, and then once everyone's trying to tell her to stop what you're doing, but she didn't stop until she drained every living energy out of Alice's body, and then she died. Oh yeah, she just went down like a freaking corpse. So Agatha has somewhat of her powers back, but she still is still a little weak. But she needs to get more, which is power. But I'm guessing she's gonna try to do that in the next episode because she needs she needs to like gather more energy because that's why she had uh, those others with her because in the past when we saw that flashback in this episode where Agatha took all of her old coven's powers, including her mother's. Uh, that's how she was able to gain so powerful back in the 1980s or whatever it was, or something like that. So yeah, she's trying to do the same thing. So yeah, and then after that, they were able to finish the trial. They go outside, and fair enough, the kid or whatever his name was figures out that Agatha was just using everybody to get their powers from her, get their powers from everybody, so she could gain her rightful self again. And he figures out that like, yeah, I don't think I want to follow you anymore. And then Agatha realizes that the kid is actually not her kid because a long time ago she thought the kid was actually her kid, but then she finds out that like wait no, this is Wanda's kid because she says you're just like your mother, and he's like wait, how do you think you know my mother? And then once he got so angry when she said that, and she says, "Come, pet," and he's like, he just stood there, got very angry, and you can see like sparkles of power in his hands, and he was able to control the other two witches to throw her into like a quicksand or quick mud sand, whatever, and she was able to sink down in this mud hole, and he did the same thing with the other two witches, and they're just watching them sink down in the mud, and then after he was able to unlock fully of his powers, and it does this close up, and we see this he's wearing this like somewhat this little crown or something, and it's like and if you guys pay attention, I'll throw a picture right here. You guys saw that? If you guys notice on his forehead, it kind of looks like there's a little emblem on the crown shape of an M. That's right, Maximoff, aka this is Billy Maximoff, the son of Wanda. What the fuck? So I guess a lot of people were saying that they were right. This is the son of Wanda, Billy Maximoff. So here's the big question: how is he here? How did he end up being in this show? So my point of being, a lot of people are saying that his spirit must have left or his spirit must have flew out actually once the Moanda decided to unhex the whole town. I guess when he was disappearing with his other brother, and while Visions were disappearing, I wonder if his spirit landed into another person's body, or that's what some people were saying. Or my thought being maybe in the multiverse of madness when Doctor Strange and American Chavez or whatever her name is, or going for different dimensions, maybe they left one of those doors still open enough to maybe at the end when Wanda was trying to get her kids to, basically like I don't know to come with her, but they ended up sending with the other Wanda. I wonder if they left that door open too much to a point where somebody exited out, meaning maybe one of the kids did by accident, and then they grew up like super fast during the process, and then they were able to go back to the town, and then maybe during that process, maybe Bill decided that I'm going to put a sigil on myself, so I won't tell nobody what my name is. Maybe he was the one that put the sigil on himself on the first hand. I don't know how it kind of wouldn't make sense how he grew up so fast though, but maybe he, I don't know, maybe he used a spell to make himself older or something. I have no idea for sure, but a lot of things could happen in the Marvel Universe. Stuff could happen. I could be wrong on that perspective, but maybe like what other people are saying, maybe his spear went to another person's body, and maybe I don't know, just lodged it onto another kid, and then maybe yeah, I don't know. It could be right on that. I could be wrong on my perspective. Who knows for sure? But yeah, it is Billy, and oh god, I wonder what the next episode's gonna. I wonder what's gonna happen in the next episode. Jeez, man. So I think for the rating for this episode, I think I'm just gonna give it a spot on 5 out of freaking 5. So that really excited me. I thought that was really cool. There's nothing really else I kind of noticed it in the episode, but it got me excited. So I was like, "Yo, yeah, that's Billy. Oh my god!" But the crown or whatever, or it just looked so cool on his head, and then he fully, I don't know, just power. It was like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. So I wonder if he's gonna try to regain a lot of more powers for going for the road more because how wait. So I'm just wondering, like, how would he have gained powers in the first hand, or how did he unlock his powers? Wake my the power. Maybe he waked his powers by maybe either touching Alice when she was dead or Mrs. Hart. Maybe I don't know. Maybe perhaps I have no idea for sure. That is a big question. Or maybe he just awoken his powers because how mad he was because how Wanda was treating him. How he said you're just like your mother. No idea for sure, but who? Well, I guess we'll find out probably in the next episode. Maybe I have no idea if it's going to explain that, but either way, like I said, 5 out of 5, and I can't wait for episode 6. We got a couple more weeks until we got a couple more episodes to go, and yeah, so I'm loving where the show is going. I can't wait until more drop down. Uh, a lot of people are still expecting to see Mephisto. I'm not sure if he's gonna show up or not, but if he does, we'll be all dropping to our knees and be like, "There he is!" But either way, that concludes my video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.